First at 10 o'clock, we start with breaking news. Tonight, one person has been taken to the hospital after crashing head-on with a Phoenix fire truck. This is video of that accident from Sky 12. You can see that car heavily damaged on the right side right there, just smashing head-on into that fire truck. It happened around 8:30 near 43rd Avenue and Thomas. That intersection on 43rd close to Earl is limited with access right now to traffic, while police and fire crews continue to investigate that accident. You can stay with 12news.com for additional updates overnight. And we begin tonight at 10 o'clock with missed warning signs. Prosecutors in an Arizona county were warned the man accused of shooting and killing a Phoenix police officer just last month was likely to be right back in prison. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Cole. And today, Saul Ball appeared in front of a judge for the first time since he was indicted by a grand jury for the murder of Officer Zane Coolidge. Ball pleaded not guilty to all 5 felony charges that he's facing. 12 News journalist Sean Rice is taking a closer look at his extensive criminal history with multiple stints behind bars.
Yeah, tonight, newly released court documents are raising more questions than answers. Months before Phoenix police officer Zane Coolidge was shot and killed in the line of duty, probation officers in another county warned Saul Ball was capable of violence and was highly likely to reoffend. But that did not stop Ball from being on the streets the night of the shooting.
As to all counts, it's ordered entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Dressed in an orange jail jumpsuit, Saul Ball walked into Maricopa County courtroom to face a murder charge. On the night of September 3rd, officers Zane Coolidge and Matthew Haney responded to a car burglary call in West Phoenix. When the officers located Ball, police say he fired on the 2 officers. Coolidge later dying from his injuries in the hospital.
We always wish we could predict human behavior. We can't. I just think that he does have a lengthy rap sheet.
Former Maricopa County probation officer Beth Golden took a look at records obtained by 12 News. They show Ball had 10 prior stints in jail or prison, both here in Arizona and in California. Most recently in March, Ball was sentenced to 6 months in prison in Navajo County for trying to bring drugs into a jail there. While he was awaiting trial, Ball underwent a public safety assessment. These are done to inform the judge of whether a person is suited for pretrial release. Probation officers in Navajo County said he had an elevated risk of violence. The report said he was extremely likely to commit new crimes if he were released from jail.
Are we communicating? Are we treating cases as individuals on their individual merits, that we're not just passing cases through the justice system to get rid of them? Are we looking at each of them?
It's a question that was posed to Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell. Could we have seen the shooting coming with Ball's lengthy criminal past?
What we saw there was a long history, but not a history of anything that would look like what happened last week. That doesn't mean that he wasn't held accountable. As you know, he was actually on parole from a prison sentence when this happened.
12 News asked the Arizona Department of Corrections what kind of supervision or resources Ball was given after his 6th release from an Arizona prison. Tonight, we are still awaiting their response. Golden says Ball should have been on the state's radar, and if he was, a Phoenix police officer could still be alive.
Is this person receiving the supervision and or support that they need to not reoffend, not offend, stay off of drugs, not use alcohol and substances? That could also be a gateway to new criminal behavior, violent or otherwise.
Sean Rice, 12 News.
Sean, thank you. Tomorrow marks 2 years since Dr. Thomas Meixner was murdered on the University of Arizona's campus. Today, the university remembering him. Meixner was the head of U of A's Hydrology and Atmospheric Sciences Department. He was killed on October 5th, 2022, when he was shot on campus by an expelled former graduate student. In a service earlier this morning, his loved ones shared stories about the man they were forced to say goodbye to too soon. Well, earlier today, we brought you part one of our series Close Calls from the I-Team, showing how often guns make it onto school campuses. It's data that wasn't previously being tracked, so it took I-Team reporter Bianca Bono months to gather it from school districts specifically. She joins us live in studio tonight. And Bianca, now that we've identified this problem, what are districts doing to actually address it?
Yeah, Rachel, we found that in Maricopa County alone, only looking at school districts with high schools, at least 114 guns were seized on campuses since 2019. And districts are taking different approaches to try to truly make their schools gun-free zones. A pattern of escalation revealed in student disciplinary records obtained by the 12 News I-Team. One student's record showing 6 disciplinary violations, and the Sierra Linda High School senior's 7th possessing a firearm on campus. Another student with 11 violations, and the high school junior's 12th possessing a firearm on school property. For this Westview High School junior, 13 incidents before being caught with a gun for his 14th. These students represent just 3 of at least 114 discipline incidents in Maricopa County since 2019, where a gun was seized on a school campus.
Having a gun around is always a close call.
Jeremy Calles is the superintendent of the Tolleson Union High School District, a district that seized at least 15 guns. All but 4 of them involved students with prior disciplinary violations.
While the frequency of discipline events hasn't significantly increased, the intensity of those discipline events have.
It's why the district is rolling out what they call a multi-tiered systems of support, an effort to use data to better understand when they need to intervene with an at-risk student.
It lets us do our own custom algorithms for doing at-risk identification. So that system, when we fully leverage it, I'm very optimistic of what we're going to be able to do there.
Another is artificial intelligence gun detection cameras placed strategically around schools.
With all of these new technologies, we're barely scratching the surface of what they're capable of doing.
Alan Moore is the director of school safety and security for Mesa Public Schools, a district using a weapons detection system.
I can't think of anything right now to make our schools more secure.
Mesa High School detected a student with a gun 20 minutes after installing it.
He didn't resist, and when he opened it up, I saw the look on his face, and then I looked in there, and the school resource officer saw the look on my face, and next thing you know, they placed the kid into custody.
In addition, Mesa has installed perimeter fencing, more security and police officers, and cameras, plus an app for staff in case of emergencies. It was used during a lockdown last year at Red Mountain High School when a student brought a gun to campus.
If we can assure them that they have a safe learning environment, then learning will happen.
As technology continues to evolve for districts, it's evolving for students too, which is why these school leaders will continue to search for new ideas to keep schools safe.
Do you think there is a world in which Mesa Public Schools will be gun-free schools?
I'm hoping we are now.
And so far this school year, Tolleson has had 2 incidents involving guns. Mesa officials tell us they haven't had any. We're live in studio tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
And we know the Mesa School District, the biggest one here in Maricopa County, had implemented some of those safeguards. So Bianca, thanks for tracking those stories for us. And you know, it's not just happening on school campuses. Scary moments for shoppers this afternoon, yet again at Arizona Mills Mall. Tempe police responding to a shooting inside the mall that later turned out to be an accidental shooting. According to police, a mall employee tried to put their gun back in the holster, shot themselves in the leg, scaring everybody who heard it. The shooting comes just 2 weeks after another shooting took place near the food court at Arizona Mills. Tonight, the heat relentless as we head into our 3rd week of official fall. But you know what, Crystal, we saw hundreds and hundreds of people out in downtown Phoenix enjoying First Fridays. So are we acclimated at this point at 96 degrees?
I know, it's weird. I stepped outside too and it's like, it's not so bad. I think we've just all gone crazy, Rachel. It actually feels nice when it's 94 degrees outside. Who knew? Yes, 10:10 in the evening. Doesn't seem like these temperatures are phasing anyone tonight. I mean, just to get the sun off our back, right, and fall below the triple digits, it feels pretty good. 93 in Avondale, 90 in Chandler right now. Lucky Mesa's at 89, so is Fountain Hills. We got some 87s out there from Glendale over to Surprise. We'll continue to dial down those temperatures as we always do overnight, but we could be waking up to another record warm low tomorrow morning. See how that's an exact match with the 1993 record? Still, it's a surplus on the thermometer of an extra 10 degrees than we usually would get this time of year. Then look at your record highs on Saturday and Sunday. I'm calling for 109 and 110 apiece, which just shoots through the roof, right? Beyond the records. And notice Sunday's record is more than a century old. So our excessive heat warning continues to stretch on even beyond your weekend through Monday. Record temperatures will continue to tumble down even beyond Monday. So try to limit that exposure during those hottest hours between noon and 8 o'clock. I'll also show you some relief down the road in your 7-day forecast next.
Ooh, maybe low 90s. Well, we'd really like that.
Don't get too excited, Rachel, now.
Okay, I won't. I'll keep it at bay. That record-breaking heat makes it pretty hard to get into the fall season and the fall season spirit, and businesses that rely on the cooler weather to draw people in are actually getting pretty hurt by it. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly braving the heat tonight, speaking to some of those who live in Phoenix. Chase, I know you're saying you want the cardigan weather, you want the beanie weather, and it's hurting these businesses. What's going on?
That's right, Rachel. It's really supposed to be that time of year where families are going out to pumpkin patches. If you're brave enough, maybe go to a haunted house. But with the weather that we're currently experiencing, it seems like that's not the case.
There's plenty to do at Talmadge Farms. What's your favorite activity here?
Doing the bouncy pillow. I like to go in the corn mazes over there.
The animals, the train rides.
It's a staple of Glendale, and every October they get packed with people wanting to enjoy Arizona's fall season and pick out pumpkins for Halloween. But this year is like no other.
It does not feel like fall. This is hot weather. We want sweater weather.
Record-breaking heat slowing down business in what is supposed to be their busiest time of the year.
When it's hot, it doesn't feel fall. So people don't want to come out. So it does hurt us.
Bill Talmadge has been the owner for more than 30 years. He says hot temperatures always play a role, but they don't usually last this long.
It's like, wow, what's happening?
Not only is it bringing in fewer people, but it's also hurting his most sold item this time of year.
We'll go through maybe 50, 60,000.
The heat ruining the pumpkins.
And that's what happens to your pumpkins when they're out in the sun. They're just burnt.
While it's nothing new,
it's more frequent.
Forcing them to pick the pumpkins as soon as they're ready.
I mean, that's just the way the game rolls. It's what you have to deal with.
The people here also not letting the heat get to them.
We're definitely still having fun out here.
It is warm, but you kind of learn to balance it out.
As the sun went down, more people did start to show up. That's the same case for First Friday in downtown Phoenix, but people were still dealing with the heat.
I would definitely say it is the hottest October I've ever been a part of.
You can see he's still getting used to it.
And for those who come here every month,
now it's a little more sparse.
They believe fewer people than usual showed up.
I mean, it's crazy. It's different.
Hoping this isn't a new normal for the valley.
And Bill Talmadge tells me that he is hoping that with a few weeks leading up to Halloween, that waves of people will come out to get their pumpkins and enjoy, hopefully, some cooler weather. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. We're live in Phoenix tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
No kidding. And Chase, we're not asking for much, just some double-digit highs. Thanks for that report. We appreciate it, and best of luck to that farm out there in the West Valley. Tonight, just over 30 days until Election Day, and we know now Prop 140 will appear on the November ballot. Today, the Supreme Court dismissed a lawsuit challenging the measure, so now Arizona voters will decide whether or not to hold open primary elections. That's where all candidates would appear on the same ticket, regardless of the party they belong to. The state Supreme Court backed the lower court's decision that the attempt to get that initiative off the ballot before November came too late in the election process. And we want you to get ready for Election Day by having the 12 Plus app already downloaded to your TV. Just like Netflix and Hulu, it's super easy. 12 Plus is where we're going to be streaming hours of live coverage of the local and state races, plus the results and impact that they'll have on our communities. Just search for the 12 Plus app on your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku.